I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is the Broadway Show. Boy band icon Joey Fatone comes back to Broadway in the hilarious pop concert musical and Juliet. And he's actually going to be singing the songs of NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys. I caught up with Joey at the Skylark. You're back on Broadway.
Yeah, excited, you know.
You keep coming back.
It's been a minute. We were, thinking about how far away. I think it was 2004 was my last. So over 20 years. We're a little crazy to think about, but I'm excited. It's a different thing. Usually I'm playing, the younger roles. Now I'm playing the dad roles. And, I'm not mad at it.
That's a great thing to be able to do, though. I love it.
Oh, it's great. And again, especially for a show like this and Juliet. I mean, come on. As far as the music, it's pop music. You got the Max Martin catalog. You got songs from Backstreet. You got songs from NSYNC. You got Katy Perry, Kelly Clarkson, Britney. But it's just fun, and it's obviously has a story with William Shakespeare and of course Romeo and Juliet. And always interesting to think that would those two merge together? You have pop and you have this, does it work? And it does, and it's amazing.
I think it's great. Well, I think you have the audience instantly with a show like that. You walk out there and instantly you've got the audience. They love the music. They know the music.
They sing along.
They sing along with you. What made you say yes this time? Was it the show? Was it I got to get back there and do live?
I think a combination of everything.
Yeah.
I think really it was. I mean, I did see, I've actually, believe it or not, this obviously goes, of course, with Max Martin, writing the songs and producing a lot of stuff for NSYNC. And of course, having that near and dear to my heart. And then also, saw the show, heard about it, and then finally saw it. And I was like, this would be kind of fun to do.
That's awesome.
And we started really just having this conversation and tried to figure out what's the best timing, obviously, with my schedule and figuring out times. And a lot of times you do take a big chunk.
Yeah.
I've done 6 months or 3 months. And it's difficult in my time right now with kids and everything else, and I want to try to spend as much time as I can with them. And it's just, I want to try to get that balance. So for me to get back into theater was a lot of fun. Get back on Broadway, since again I haven't done it in a while. I think it just wanted to get back into it. So this is kind of the perfect way to ease into it. The part is not a huge part, thank the Lord.
Well, we know you got the singing part down, so what's the hard part?
Accent, kind of getting the lines. When I first started rehearsals, and stuff like that, my brain was kind of going, okay, I need to learn these lines, but then all of a sudden when you throw in an accent, you're changing certain vowels and certain things.
So what's your accent?
Oh, it's horrible. It's like,
should I have done the interview with that accent?
Francois, what did you come to us? Yeah, it's horrible. It is. I think as we go, by the end of my run, I'll be fine.
At the end of your run, you're going to want to be in Paris.
Exactly.
That's what you should have done. You should have insisted. You
right?
have to go embed in Paris for a little while for some research.
I need to travel. But just in general, of telling a story and performing and seeing the instant reaction off of people's faces, I think that's what really is amazing to me, that I love about it. You want to just have them in the palm of your hand, whether it be a story that you're telling or a monologue or a soliloquy, whatever you're doing. I don't know. It's just fun to be able to be that creative or become a character and be able to do that in front of people.
But live audience is what literally grew up with.
Yeah, I thrive off it.
Literally grew up with.
Fun.
Well, I think it's exciting to see this come full circle with with your career and be right back here doing a live theater, which you love.
Yeah.
The songs that you're pretty familiar with. I think that's really incredible, and I have to imagine the audience goes crazy with that.
Oh yeah. Oddly enough, it's always interesting when you start to see an NSYNC guy singing a Backstreet Boys song. So it's always a very odd feeling. But you know what?
How does that feel for you?
You know what? For me, it's fine, because actually I do a show with AJ. I've just wrapped it up this past New Year's, where me and him did a concert called A Legendary Night, and what we do is we sing each other's songs. And we sing, we did like 80s and 90s songs. We have like a dice that we throw out in the audience, and we have a list of just random songs. So it was just these random things.
That's great.
So we kind of like made this fun show where, hey, we love this. We want to thank our fans for being fans.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting to see that it was NSYNC and Backstreet in the same theater not killing each other, which was great. They're all happy. Usually they're always, this one group is better, and the other one. It's like, hey, you can love both. It's okay.
It's so good to see you. So what is next for you?
You know what? After this, hopefully do more touring, as far as maybe with AJ again, but also, we're really, as far as the group NSYNC, I know people always ask that.
Yeah.
I think that right after this, I'm going to be, hopefully, cross the fingers, having a meeting with them and seeing what's going on. We might be going on tour if that's a thing. I hope so, cross the fingers. But we don't know what we're doing right now. We haven't said yes or no. So that question is NSYNC getting back together? And of course, the answer is, I have no idea.
The jazz age is alive and well on Broadway. The Great Gatsby has it all. Bootleggers, flappers, tappers, incredible costumes, and so much more. It's time to take a walk with the Broadway star, so let's send it out to Charlie Cooper.
Hey, Sam. Hi. Listen, I have to ask you, though, if it ever gets weird to be walking to the theater as someone who didn't even grow up as a theater kid. Is it like a pinch me moment every time you go to work?
It is sometimes. I feel like the moments that it hits me are when I kind of like come around the corner and walk up to the theater and see like the video playing up top, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Right there. That's crazy. It
that.
is wild.
The Great Gatsby, it's one of those stories that we all grew up on. We all read the book at some point in our childhood, or maybe for some of us in our adulthood. Did you feel any pressure having to step into these Jordan Baker shoes, into such a large, grand story?
I felt a little bit of pressure because Jordan isn't like a super present character in the book. She's certainly in it, but she's not like super fleshed out. So what was really cool about this is that our writer Kate Kerrigan expanded the female roles in our version, so it gave me more to do, which was really great, but it also left me with this responsibility of feeling like I wanted her to end up being what everybody would maybe hope she would be.
Yeah.
And people have really lovely things to say at the stage door every night, that now she's their favorite character.
I love that.
They didn't really care about her before as a character, now they love her. So stuff like that kind of releases some of the pressure and makes me feel like I'm doing my job.
Is there like a part of the show or of all of that that maybe people may not catch, but you know as someone who's part of the cast?
Ooh. The end of New Money every night is a surprise for a lot of people. Like, all of the things that get layered into the end with the dancing and the music and the big ending, and then there's like bubbles and there's fireworks and there's pyro, like actual fireworks in the theater, which is crazy that when they first told us they were gonna do that, they like rewrote the whole number before Broadway. And we did like a press night at the Plaza, and our director was like, well, and we're gonna have real fireworks for New Money. And I was like, haha, that's hilarious.
Haha, it's true.
He was like, no, really. And it really blows my mind every night. And I don't really get to see it because I'm far downstage and everything is behind me and kind of in my periphery, but sometimes I catch a little bit of it and I'm like, oh, Jesus, it's crazy.
Spectacular.
Yeah, really
literally.
spectacular.
You mentioned New Money. Does it surprise you how like big and how much that like song just blew up on social?
Honestly, yes. It's kind of wild, and it's always like if I'm scrolling on TikTok, it is always kind of a jump scare. If I'm scrolling and it's just all of a sudden my voice like screaming into the rafters, I'm like, okay, that's enough. But it's the thing that I love most about it is that like the dance itself has gone very viral, so I can look out into the audience most nights, and as soon as that moment starts, I see a lot of people doing all of this choreo along with me, and it's, you know, I'm not in 6 anymore where like there was no fourth wall and I got to interact with everybody. So it is nice sometimes to see that because I get to kind of, you know, obviously not fully break the fourth wall, but like connect with people so that they know that I see them, and that I think it's so cool.
The Jimmy Awards is a huge and amazing event that happens in New York City every year, featuring the absolute best of the best musical theater talents from high schools all across America. Here's Paul Wontorek with the winners of the 2025 Jimmy Awards.
Getting a standing ovation on Broadway, check. I've done that. How does that feel at this point in your life?
Oh, it's a completely different perspective when you're on stage and all you see is just darkness. And you see that just one light that's just shining at you, just blinding you. And then the other thing is looking at your video online and you see it circulating. And they're like, oh, I did not know I actually looked like that on stage. And I was like, huh, you're piecing 2 and 2 together. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. That's really crazy how so many things can be true at once. Like one can be incredibly nervous and can also be incredibly excited and like, super proud and everything happening at once.
There must be somewhere I can be astonishing.
Yeah, so you sang Astonishing from Little Women.
I did.
Loved it. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Chris, you sang She Loves Me
Yes.
from She Loves Me. How did you prepare for that big moment on stage at the NSYNC Off?
Honestly, I just went with the flow and I said, hey, whatever happens, happens. But I really went in with the mindset of I'm just sharing what I love to do. Instead of I'm performing for people, I was just more like when you and your cousins would want to sleep over with each other, so you would create a little dance for your parents.
To convince them.
Yes, to convince them. That was what I wanted to do. I just wanted to show what I love to do.
She loves me. She loves me.
So you spent a whole week here, right, with all these other with over 100, right, kids from around the country. What does everybody have in common when you really are with a group of theater people like that?
It's so beautiful to be surrounded by young people who truly care about their craft. Being here, everyone is not only talented, but they have such beautiful visions about their future, and they actually have a desire to be here and excel and make friends and have fun, and everyone shares the same mission.
Any of the 110 of us could have been a finalist that night. Any of us could have won. Ranging from the featured to the medleys to the finalists, everyone was so deserving of winning. And it was just so beautiful. There was so much kindness in one room, so much support. I don't know about other years, but this year specifically was special.
The Jimmys have quite a Broadway legacy at this point. You're now part of this legacy of winners. A lot of them are performing on Broadway. How do you sort of look at your future now that you have these nice little trophies and this little win and your names are sort of known now?
Yeah, with this win, I am really just thinking that it's the very, very beginning. You know, I've wrapped up my high school career, and now I get to dive into hopefully a lifetime career. Now that I have this exposure, I really want people to know who I truly am.
This is only the beginning. I had a very great high school career, but I just know what's to come is going to be even more fun, even more grandiose. I still am going to go about the path that I pre-planned for myself, well, as much as I can, except just with this kind of like thing to bolster who I am now and like really show what I have to offer and something that I can show and be proud of.
By the time this ad is over, you could have already booked your ticket to Oz, Chicago, Hell's Kitchen, or The Room Where It Happens. For 25 years, Broadway.com has been the most trusted name in theater tickets. With lightning fast checkout, legendary customer service, award-winning content. Because Broadway isn't the add-on to your trip to New York. It's the reason for it. Broadway.com, your ticket to Broadway for 25 years.
The Book of Mormon is one of the longest-running Broadway musicals of all time. More than 5,000 performances and counting. And after all these years, the 9-time Tony winner is just as hilarious as ever. Now it's time to take a backstage tour.
Hey everybody, I'm Kevin Clay. I play Elder Price here at the Book of Mormon, and I am going to take you around backstage here at the Eugene O'Neill. I'm gonna sign in so that we can officially get started. So let's go up a ton of stairs and make our way. Oh, you know what? While we have a special guest here, this is gonna be fun. Hey guys, I'm gonna bombard everybody in this room if they're okay with it. This is the Broadway Show. Okay, and check this out. So not only is this Cody Jamison Strand looking absolutely ravishing, we also have a former Nabalungi, Kim Exum's here, everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here.
What show are you in now? What did you so traitorously leave us for, Kim?
A Wonderful World, the Louis Armstrong musical, playing at Studio 54.
End of plug. Hey, okay, great. So this is the stage management office. I know I just kind of flung you all on my friends here, but this is the stage management office where it's the power center of the building, really, and also snacks. equally important. Pan to snacks. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, these are kind of fun because these are new to our building. So these are from the South Park studios. They were going to get rid of them, and we said, why not just put them up here at the building? So please feel free to get a beautiful shot of Satan here, who I get to say hi to every time I come to work now. But now the main event is my dressing room. My very totally normal, not filled with Legos and fantasy books and typewriters and maps and I've filled it with so much stuff. Little picture of my daughter there. Gotta throw props to my daughter next to my not wife. This is Barbara Streisand. My costumes are relatively simple in the show, which is probably why I fill the rest of my dressing room with fun stuff. I've got Mormon underwear. Pretty basic. I've got a white shirt and black pants. Well, let's keep going upstairs. This is Keziah. She plays Nabalungi in our show. You've been with the show for a long time, but just recently have stepped into the role of Nabalungi. Tell us a little bit about that journey for you so far.
Yes, I've been with the show this is my 11th year. Yesterday was National Swing Day, so happy Swing Day. I was a swing and an understudy for 10 years, a little over 10 years, and this is my 4th month playing the role permanently as Nabalungi.
Ooh, that's so cool. All right, so signing off here at the Eugene O'Neill with my past self and our wall of past selves. This has been super fun, but like Keziah was doing upstairs, singing and warming up and doing everything, I've got to do that too. So you guys need to get out of here so I can do my show. Thank you so much.
It takes a whole lot of people to keep a Broadway show running, from the stars on stage to the orchestra in the pit and all the people behind the scenes. Here's Perry Sook with more.
Thanks, Tamsen. Athletic feats can be very strenuous on the body, especially when you do them 8 times a week like they do here on Broadway. Add that to the moves of MJ and MJ the Musical, and you might need a physical therapist. Luckily, they've got one here at the Neil Simon. Let's head inside to meet the girl who keeps them dancing. Anyone home? Hello!
How's it going?
Good, Zoe. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Perfect. So we are here with Zoe Tawa, the physical therapist here on MJ the Musical. Mind showing me where you work?
Yeah, come on in.
Let's go. Wow, for the grandeur of MJ, they sure don't give you a lot of space back here, do they?
Wait till you see the PT room.
Oh, wow. So right here on this table is where you do it all, yeah?
This is where we do it all in this tiny little room.
That's crazy. So how many, it's a pretty big cast in MJ. How many of the people are you working on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, so I'm here about 9 hours a week. So it kind of depends on the day, whether I'm here for 2.5 hours, an hour and a half. But yeah, so we have 20-minute slots. They're usually all full.
I can imagine. I mean, the physicality of the show, not only is it so dance heavy, it's so specific. I mean, when you think MJ, you think the leaning, you think all the moves, that isolation, that's gotta be tough on the muscles. Are there any specific ones that you see yourself working on more than others?
Yeah, so I've worked on a lot of shows now, and there's some shows where it'll be one injury is really prevalent for the whole show, so shoulders or ankles. But MJ, I think because it is such a whole body movement, I kind of see a little bit of everything. So necks, shoulders, backs, legs, everything.
When you were studying to be a physical therapist, were you like, yeah, I'm gonna be on Broadway? How did that happen?
Yeah, so I kind of, I thought I wanted to go to med school, and I majored in dance in college and broke my foot dancing, and I went to a great dance medicine PT, and from that moment on, I was like, this is it. I am gonna work with dancers, and I'm gonna be a physical therapist. Like in my office, every PT has been in the performing arts in some capacity, so we really can relate to our patients, which I think is important in this field in particular.
We are currently in Times Square, and we are walking to the Brill office to meet with our first panelists this week.
It's been an incredible week in New York for the latest group of Broadway Across America BTC apprentices. Sponsored by the John Gore Organization, the Regional Apprenticeship Program gives college juniors and seniors and recent grads a chance to learn all about the business of Broadway. It's a semester-long paid internship and offered in Broadway Across America offices across the country, including Atlanta, Cincinnati, Fort Lauderdale, and more. At the end of the 14-week program, the apprentices fly to New York for a week of networking and fun. In addition to meeting face-to-face for the first time, the group also explored the city, caught some Broadway shows, and visited the Museum of Broadway. The BAA BTC Apprenticeship Program aims to help these aspiring young professionals get their foot in the door of an industry that might sometimes feel unattainable.
For me personally, as a theater person, oh my gosh, it's been an amazing experience, and I'm so glad I had the opportunity to come here. And I need to find a way to come here again.
And that's going to do it for us. But for tickets, or if you want to check out our extended cuts of all these interviews, head on over to Broadway.com. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is The Broadway Show.